actually, Mayuresh. How do you look at you looked at the Bharti earnings? What's your first cut coming in from there?
Very good morning. No, I think it's a great set of numbers that Bharti Airtel has reported on all counts. When you're talking about revenue growth, I think it has been very decent. You already knew the Africa number. But the India mobile revenue saw almost 13% growth year on year, driven both by high realization and an expanded customer base. The margins were very good. In fact, the India margins came at 60%. The overall margins came at 57.4, which was higher than consensus. The net debt to EBITDA on an annualized basis is now at 1.63 times. Is far lesser than last year, which was almost 2.5 times. ARPU more or less in line with expectations at 256 rupees. They have added a decent customer base. Subscriber additions have been very decent in the quarter gone by. It has now crossed around 62 crores as we speak, India and Africa included. And therefore, I think when you're probably talking about even the lines of businesses, excluding the mobile business, the home broadband business also had a very significant growth, which overall pegs Bharti's numbers to be super in this environment. And therefore, I think great set of numbers that Airtel has said.
Mayuresh, what do you make out of the announcement that they're willing to buy another 5% in Indus Towers? They already have 51%, which is good enough for consolidation.
No, absolutely. I think they are adding on to the digital infrastructure. So if you probably look at the exchange filing that they've probably done in the last 1 year, they've added more than 12,500 new towers, and in fact rolled out more than 44,000 kilometers of fiber to rule their future digital infrastructure as well. And therefore, in my opinion, I think it's a consolidation both in terms of the digital infrastructure capabilities that they probably want to add. It gives them the boost from the Indus acquisition. So I think a step in the right direction, in my opinion, to probably boost their overall digital infrastructure.
The recent Supreme Court order, which came in yesterday, do you think that it's going to be positive for Indus in terms of recovery of dues?
I think whatever has come through, if there is some element of relief that comes from the central government side, as far as Vodafone Idea is concerned, for the AGR dues and the additional AGR dues as well. If there is some element of relief for Vodafone, I think some incremental relief can also be expected for Airtel. To a certain extent, if that probably happens, Indus also gets its fair share of relief being directly or indirectly associated with that. So I think it all depends on the central government stance now. If they're able to probably give some element of relief, it will be an additional benefit that one probably looks at.
Right. And Mayuresh, lastly, before we let you go, your reading on the Airtel Africa business, their revenue in terms of constant currency is up 24.2%. How are you seeing this number, and how is the Africa business shaped up according to you?
No, pretty decently. And again, I think the kind of numbers that the Africa business has also reported has probably been very, very decent. In fact, even the customer base, as far as the African business is concerned, if I'm not mistaken, stands around 17.5 odd crores. And therefore, my own sense is that as they are increasing their digital footprint in Africa as well, I think there will be more efficiencies that can also kick in from the African business.
Okay, thanks for that reading on Bharti Airtel's numbers, Mayuresh, and thanks for your time today.
Thank you.